Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Matic TV. Welcome to this evening's live stream. It will be a little bit of a shorter edition tonight. Don't want to take away your enjoyment of Turkey versus Italy and the whole buzz that is the Euros. It's finally here a year later, better late than never. But yeah, we've got a few United topics to touch on before we get comfy and put our feet up on a Friday evening ready for the Euros. I'm joined by Owen today, who has had one hell of a day suffering with the old hay fever, as you can see there. Don't think he's upset that he's missing anything or anything bad's happened. He's just suffering, the poor lad. Apart from that, Owen, how's life?
Not too bad, mate, but I do look like I've had a 10 rounds with Tyson, both Mike and Fury, and feel like I've got a head cold. But I'm still going out because it's Friday night and it's the first night of the Euros. So I've got a pint of Guinness beside me here. And I will power through because there's nothing's ever stopped me before, and it'll be a while before it stops me yet.
Touch on that. So I think everyone knows that to cure hay fever is to go out to the pub and have a few pints. I think that's common knowledge, isn't it? Not.
I think that's a world-renowned cure. I think I've taken every kind of antihistamine under the sun, eye drops, nasal spray, you fucking name it. I've put it in my body, and it does absolutely bugger all for me. I just look butters, mate. That's just the be all and end of all. Yeah.
That's it, mate. That is it. There's not much more you can do, mate. You're just gonna have to sit there and suffer. Well, exactly. The beer will make it. I would say. Oh well, I don't know. You may feel a lot ropier in the morning, mate, after a few pints, but when you're actually having them, it's probably going to be all right. I'm guessing.
I'll be all right.
Yes, aliens in the house. Yes, the Euros are here tonight, people. It is all go. We are going to be sort of Euro related pretty much after tonight. So I just wanted to do a quick transfer roundup, transfer bollocks show before we head into the Euros. We'll still be doing them through the days, but you know the Euros is pretty much going to be taking over everything the next few weeks. But transfer rumours will stay with us, and certain speculations will never go away. One of them we have to touch on, which we will do. Sancho, a rejected bid apparently for Trippier. What's happening now with Jesse Lingard now that David Moyes has signed a new deal? Will that sort of speed up the process of Jesse Lingard maybe leaving the club? Because that was big news today for the Hammers, which is, well, I think he's good news for them after how he's done this season. But more importantly for us, could well be that Owen's pint's nearly empty. But
no, I'm just saying, look at the shtick on that. That is beautiful. That is
proud of his own pint he's pulled. That's what he's trying to say.
It's fucking luck, mate. I'm just don't go on the rainforest cocktail, mate. I don't do cocktails. As a barmaid once told a bloke who asked for a lager and lime, we don't do cocktails in this establishment. Oh.
That's it. Well said there to Lottie. Says, you have coined it well. When it relates to United, it's always bollocks. Yeah, it is when it comes to transfers. There's loads going on. Money, yeah, it's not my channel, mate. I've not really got a say on it, but
no, do you know what?
Everyone goes their own way and nothing lasts forever. That's all I'll say, mate. It's as simple as that. Everything changes. Everything changes.
Big up to Flex, though. Absolutely. I don't know KG well, but absolutely love Flex. Gave myself and Adam a big platform to talk on. So, yes. Big up to Flex.
He's top lad. I have spoke with Flex. Actually. Briefly on the message. He is still going to the games, which is all that matters. It's all we're bothered about is the crack at the football matches. And please speed that process up and bring it back. Quickly on that, just a quick update for your beloved Manchester United. A little bit of inside info. Season ticket renewal is here. Owen would know about this.
Yeah, got till June 30th.
Incredibly difficult for a United fan to renew their season ticket in the right way. If you want to just do it online and pay it in full in one go, the club is all too happy to make that as easy a process as possible. But if you want to question them about the money that's owed to you from 2 seasons ago, me, Owen, anything like that, There isn't a
Basically,
soul working.
I don't know anyone that isn't owed money by United at this moment in time.
There isn't a soul working at United when it comes to that. I rang them up. It says, please accept your line in the queue and we will give you a call back. 3 days later.
They love doing that. We can't talk to you right now. Can you just join the queue and we'll give you a call back? 3 days later, I'm still waiting for my call back because there's no way that I ain't giving that club my money until I know that I have been deducted what I am owed on this season ticket price. So, no, they won't deduct it. They'll just put it onto your card. They'll probably put it on your cut payment card or something like that.
They won't, mate. They've got to take it off. They've already said last season that they were going to take it off the season ticket price. They can't go back on that. So yeah, but again, still waiting. Still not heard anything, and I don't expect to hear anytime soon. I'll probably take another phone call.
Did you get a text? I got a text just before I came on. Ahead of making your payment, you can read some key information and reminders. Here, you should find the answers to any queries. So you're obviously part of fucking 20,000 that's ringing up. Yeah,
that's it. They don't want to speak to us. Evening to everyone in the comment section. Aliens in there. Ruder is in there. Big Ron's in the house, as always. The mods are in here. Gary Willis has managed to get himself round to watching a live stream with us instead of watching it afterwards. Welcome, Gary, all the way over in Australia.
Oh, mate, Gary, fucking fair play. Gary, I salute you, my son. Fair play for getting up for that, man.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing at this time of the morning, mate, but yeah, like Owen said, credit to you, my man. That's it. Okay, right, guys, let's get into it. It is the Transfer Bollocks show. We're just going to touch on Jadon Sancho. I've not spoke to Owen clearly about it yet, but developments again, apparently. Don't take or look into anything regarding Jadon Sancho requesting a transfer now, guys. It's a load of crap. Jadon Sancho won't be pulling up any trees to cause any sort of riff or try and make it uncomfortable whatsoever for Dortmund. So don't believe in any of that. That won't be happening. All it's coming down to, as always, is are United going to bump up the money? Apparently now we've closed the gap from 20 million to about 10 million owing. And that's how close we are now to meeting Dortmund's price and Jadon Sancho pulling on that red shirt once the Euros are finished, mate. What are your thoughts on how this year's saga is going? Does it seem like it's got a bit more momentum, or is it the same as last year for you, mate?
No, I think it's all but done. I think what's going to happen is you'll see in the next week or two, maybe just after England come out of the group, you'll see it's like agreed. It'll come out that it's agreed, and it will just be subject to a medical. And when England exit the Euros, whenever that is, he'll come to Carrington, do a medical, and officially sign. I think that's what the case of what's going to happen is. I don't think there's going to be any. I don't think he's going to be allowed to leave the England camp to do a medical. I don't think that's going to be.
You can do it there, mate. They're allowed to do it there.
I know, but I just feel like Gareth Southgate has all that Club England sort of mentality. I just don't think he'll let any outside distractions in. I feel like they'll all but announce it, but I just can't see it officially happening until after the Euros. But I'm 100% confident it will happen. I mean, if it doesn't, we're fucked, basically, man. Because I don't I seen a link to Kingsley Coman today.
Yeah.
Like, if we buy Coman instead of Sancho, I'll be fuming. Honestly, an injury-prone right winger. We don't have one, but why would we get one that's only available for 15 games of the fucking season? It's just the act of a fucking lunatic. But I'm very confident Sancho will happen. Whether it happens in the next week or after the Euros, it's going to happen. Probably mid-July. The latest mid-July, I'd say.
Yeah, it looks that way after the Euros, guys. Kevin, just on your question regarding Ricky, I know he's not been on the scene for a while. I do know I have spoke to him. He's okay. He has been suspended off Twitter for one reason or another. I don't know. I'm not going to dig into what or try and say that I know why, but I think he's just a bit miffed off as well, the whole social media thing. Like a lot of people at the moment, man, I've seen some absolutely ludicrous stuff on Twitter recently, and I think everyone is losing the plot, and people just need to get a grip. Man, it is poisonous on Twitter at the moment. Oh, back onto United again, guys. We touched on it briefly there. Jesse Lingard now reporting in the evening news in that Lingard now is moving a step closer. David Moyes, new deal in the bag, 3 years, signed on at West Ham now, looking to try and secure his signings or put in place and get his squad ready for next season. Now he's got he's got a project, he's got time, he knows how long he's there at the football club. 3 more years, he can start putting things in place. Jesse Lingard, I would have thought, after the impact he had, would have been priority number 1 for West Ham. Is this now our opportunity, mate, to maybe sort of swing a little deal in terms of Declan Rice's way? Because no one's still talking, mate, about this holding midfielder. It's starting to worry me even more. I know they're only rumours, and I should never get carried away with United. I don't, not anymore anyway, but I'm just looking at all the people in the know, and there's not one holding midfielder been mentioned yet. Lingard going to West Ham, it's got to be our chance to go for it now, surely, mate.
I'd rather have Sol.
Huh?
I'd rather have Sol Niguez for half the price of Declan Rice. Declan Rice is going to cost £80 million.
Yeah,
and
there's a reason why, mate.
But if you add Jesse Lingard into that, they're still gonna want another 40 or 50 million pounds. You sell Jesse Lingard for that. You say to West Ham 25, 30 million pounds. You buy Sol Niguez for 50 or 60 million quid. For me, it's a no-brainer.
Again, though, mate, coming from another country, you've got to adapt to the Premier League. I've said this many times recently.
I know I'm biased, but I honestly don't see how Declan Rice is an 80, 90 million pound. I don't see how he's that good of a central defensive holding midfielder. Like, I don't think he's that great.
Do you think he's as good as Harry Maguire?
I don't think he's levels above Scott McTominay.
Do you think he's as good as Harry Maguire?
I honestly don't think you'd see as much of an. No, I don't think he is. I think Maguire is one of the best. Rice is a good player, but I honestly just don't see. I don't see him being the player to push us on to win a Premier League trophy. Like I don't see that as being a viable option for us to win a Premier League. To bring him to sit in the anchor of our midfield, I just can't see it.
Rice 45 million, Max says Alien. Declan Rice wants Chelsea, says Bognog. Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth was saying the same thing on the show the other day. He's a Chelsea lad. His best mate's there. There's a lot of lore there. It's whether Chelsea need it with the likes of Jorginho, Kovacic, Kante being there already. If they do move players out, then Chelsea ultimately will be his top destination. Louis says in the chat says, I don't think Rice or any CDM is coming to Man United. Also, West Ham are going to be desperate to keep Rice and add with Lingard not weaken. Saul is way better option. So Lewis is agreeing with you there, Owen, mate. Saul Niguez, unproven in the Premier League. Is Ollie the right manager to get the best out of him, mate?
I've done it with Bruno.
Oh, Bruno's quality.
But I mean, I've seen rants apparently say that Bruno isn't quality as well. So
mate, I've seen that.
Apparently, Bruno isn't quality. Which I mean, I've never been more baffled at a fucking statement in my entire life. But I think there was major question marks over Bruno when he came here. He had great numbers, but they were in the Liga NOS, which no disrespect, isn't a top 5 league. He came here and he tore it up, yes. And yes, he is quality, but, there has to be some form of credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, though.
I'll give him credit for buying him.
Bringing him into the squad
we've got to look at he's set a high standard now, Bruno. I think he's going to struggle to keep that standard. Hopefully, he's the player that we all think he is, and he can keep his standards up. And for me, the criticism that Bruno gets, I've said it many a times, I just think is ludicrous, and people just don't understand football. You can't understand football if you don't think Bruno Fernandes is a top quality player. I just don't understand. He's in the Premier League Team of the Year. I think he walks into the Portuguese team who are favourites pretty much for the Euros. These managers know what they're talking about, and all people in football know what Bruno
I swear
90%
of the Ollie Outers would prefer it if Paul Pogba just managed our football club. I'm not joking. They're all in love with it. It feels like they're not Man United fans. It feels like they're Paul Pogba fans. I'm not joking. Do you get that vibe that like you just hear?
No, I'll tell you what the vibe is. I'll tell you what the vibe is, mate. I was speaking to Saeed today about this actually on the phone. It was just like, I think football fans have just forgotten how to be supporters, mate. They've just forgotten that. You know what? Get to the ground, put the TV on, to support the team. Do you know what I mean? People are just sticking to their agendas right now and the favourites, and it's taking over their lives. It's taking over their lives to a point where they cannot praise one of their own players of the football club that they support because they've said something previously and they don't want to look like an idiot. This is what it's coming to, mate. It's pathetic. Mate, I would gladly hold my hands up and apologise to Fred if he turned around and turned into the next Conte. I would go, "Well, son, well done. You've proven me wrong completely." I don't see it, but if he did it and when he plays well, I'll give him his dues. But there's a lot of fans out there, mate, who just won't do it simply because of something they said before. They don't want to look like a tit.
But I prefix it to every statement I say. I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't think he would be good enough. Like when I said, like I hope that they prove me wrong. Like, if you go and play well for Man United, I personally don't give a shit if you prove me wrong or not. If you're doing the business on the pitch, my opinion, well, whether it was right or wrong, I couldn't give two fucks as long as you're improving the club. I'm not really that arsed, man. I think
all about the team, isn't it?
Exactly, that's all it is. And you know, if Fred, as you said, Fred comes in and plays like Kante, and Dan James comes in and plays like fucking Giggsy, we'll welcome him with open arms and we'll absolutely celebrate him and sing their names on the terraces. But until that happens, we're still gonna have to be critical.
No, mate. The thing is with these favourite players, and players have to understand. Yeah, they've got a lot to deal with in modern day football in terms of critique, but they're never mourning when their agents are out there negotiating astronomical amounts of money for wages. They're never saying boo to a goose. So at United, if you're underperforming and you get the wrath of the fans in the stadium, they're not happy with. Got to accept it. Accept it. Moaning about it. But this is it. Some fans won't ever let it go, and some have just taken it to a new extreme. Whether that's just being locked up for so long, not being able to get out, and actually listen to anyone else who sat at home talking to yourself all the time, or bringing on people who want to agree with you, then that's just the way it is. Talking the way they're talking. There's a few people that do it. Finger at any one person, but there's a lot of fans out there, especially on Twitter, who are just absolutely just brainwashed with their own agendas and looking might agree with them and just clinging on to them. For me, it's not the way.
Mate, I honestly believe that there were people hoping that we lost that final in Gdansk. I honestly think that there was. Like, I feel like there would have been a collective of United fans that wanted us to lose because they didn't want Ollie to win a trophy. Like I've heard people say it. Like I
don't think you're wrong, mate.
Why would you want us to not win a fucking final? Like that never crossed my mind. I wanted Van Gaal out. Of course, I wanted us to win the FA Cup. I wanted Mourinho gone. I wanted us to win the FA Cup final there. We lost. I wasn't. There's no point should you ever go against your own team to try and get rid of a fucking manager. Like you back your team regardless of whoever the fuck is in charge. We proved that. Well, I support United still the fact that the Glazers are in there. I just don't. I don't see why you would ever turn against your team. If your team's your team, it's you can change your wife, but you can't change your team. Lads, like that's just life, man.
That's it. Whoever walks out on that pitch on the day, you get behind them. You may be doing your moaning after the game, but while they're on the pitch, you get behind the Reds. You get behind the boys. As simple as that. That's what a fan is. And that's been forgotten and been lost, mate. That's been lost to me. I think it has with a lot of people now. And I think social media is taking over. It's like we like to talk and act like we're pundits and putting the world right in terms of what should be done. But at the end of the day, we'll actually hold our hands up and say that we're wrong.
Mate, if I was a pundit on Sky Sports, your one would have to be there with the beeper ready just every 2 seconds if I was ever on something like that.
You'd be like, you'd be a Paul Merson, mate, wouldn't you?
You see, I was on Sky because I was in the Abercrombie for the Europa League.
You was on it?
Yeah, the Sky cameras are in there. I was basically in fucking tears after the final. I was just absolutely heartbroken. And then Geezer was in there interviewing us. Someone came up and was like, "Oh," and I was like, "All right." I was just devastated, and I said we just needed to back Ollie. That was all I said.
Backing him. In terms of backing him, mate, what is backing him this summer in your eyes? Sancho is one that looks like it's probably going to over the line, but we've had a bid turned down for Trippier apparently now at right back. I mean, for me, I'd rather put the money elsewhere. On that note, mate, I mean, is there any players in that youth system that you would promote, not to come straight into the first team, but you know what I mean, just be that cover? Is there anyone in there that you would just promote and maybe go and buy the best of the best, like we're doing with Sancho? In terms of right wingers, there's no one better right now, I don't think. So I agree in that sense. Sancho is the right man for United. There are other positions. You think Sol is the right man for holding midfield? There's a centre back out there in Varane for me, who I think fits our bill. I think he's at the right price. But is there any other youth players that you would go, right, okay, because we're going to go the Deadwood we all know that needs shipping out. We need players to replace them. It should be a case that the youth players are coming in to replace them, and we should be going out and targeting their key positions and buying the best that there is. Otherwise, Ollie won't succeed, in my opinion. Is there anyone you'd bring through you think could do a job in reserve?
As I've mentioned before, the Birkenhead Busquets, Mr. Jimmy Garner, but it looks like he's going back on loan to Forest. I think that seems to be.
I know a few Forest fans, and that rumor is rife there. It is.
Yeah, rife. I mean, I look for his development. I think that'd be brilliant. A proper full season in the Championship with a club, and it seems like the fan base loves him. They think he's unreal. I mean, Birkenhead Busquets for a reason. He's doing absolute bits for him. So if he had a good season there, maybe they get to the playoffs, or a top half finish, that'd be good. I mean, Key makes the point there about Hannibal possibly replacing Mata. It looks like Mata's probably going to stay, which is.
I'd be happy with Hannibal going out to Turkey, mate. Like the rumour says, I think that'd be a brilliant experience.
Yeah, I mean, do you see the reaction he got in Tunisia?
Mate, I know. It's because he's wearing that United shirt.
Mate, what is he? Is he 18 yet? Is he 17 or 18?
Yeah, I think he's just.
And he's literally the most famous bloke in Tunisia. He's absolutely adored.
Super chat. Cheers very much, Dave. He's hitting the Ollie out brigade with this one. I find it so difficult to understand the Ollie out brigades. We have come on leaps and bounds under him. Some disappointing moments over the season. But great to be able to say we are genuinely 3 or 4 away from a challenge. I mean, if you put 3 or 4 quality players in any team in that top 6, I think they're going to be up there, to be honest. The problem we've got, mate, in that, Dave, is Manchester United as a club, Fletcher, Murto, whoever it may be, has to go out and find that 3 or 4. We bought in 3 players last summer, mate, who didn't contribute once to the football club in terms of putting us where we was last season. It was the same team 2 seasons in a row, in my opinion. Apart from Bruno having more than half a season he did the season before, I do feel like it's the same team. So Ole then has to put in the players. He has to make sure that them players actually who are coming in, and he has to communicate with the Fletchers, the Murtos now. And it won't all be down on Ole. It won't be, but he's the one ultimately who's going to be putting these players in. Is he going to bring in someone who's going to replace Fred and McTominay? That's the worry for me with Ole. Is he going to break away? Is he going to drop Rashford? Is he going to rest Bruno when he needs resting? This is
I don't think Bruno wants to be rested, though. That's his problem.
He doesn't. But sometimes, mate, a player needs telling. These modern-day players at their age think they're unbreakable. And sometimes they need putting in the place. And that's what Ferguson did constantly. Absolutely. And you know what? There's more games than ever right now. When a player thinks he can play forever, it's brilliant when you're young. You'll know, mate. I know you're out on the piss all the time and that. And you may feel ropey the odd morning, mate. But guarantee you feel 20 times better than I do when you wake up in the morning.
I don't know, mate. You haven't had these hay fever. You haven't had hay fever the last 3 fucking mornings. I haven't been able to open my eyes for the last 3 mornings, sadly. But yes, I do understand what you mean. Like I've gone on the beer with my old man, and the difference between my hangover and his hangover is you know, it's chalk and cheese, to say the least.
That's exactly it. Crazy to think there's 19 years between us, mate. It's mental, that, isn't it?
Yeah, but we'll still sing songs in the away end and get pissed together. It doesn't really matter.
Right, yeah, my voice can't even handle it now. I'm that old. Dave, absolutely brilliant. Thanks for that super chat, mate. Absolutely bang on there. Good to get you pointing. I don't agree completely with it, mate. You do make some good points in there, though, Dave. I will say that. And it is 3 or 4 players away. But, God, we've got to get them right, 3 or 4 players. That's my biggest concern. God, Big Ron, totally agree with you there, mate. That's what I've been crying out for. Laird is more inexperienced than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, he is, mate. But I'm not expecting him to come into the team. I'm expecting him to come in and cover Wan-Bissaka in them games when he needs resting. Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Someone's ringing Owen. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, Gay. Sorry. I'm getting the phone call for the pub. That's all.
That's United, mate, ringing you. Where's your payment, Owen? Where's your payment?
Hiya, Owen. I'm Sally here calling from Manchester United. Is there any chance of the payment?
Is there any chance of paying my wages for this week, please?
Yeah, any chance? Fuck off, Sally. Fuck off. No, they're always a different. There's always a different one, and honestly,
it's just so you can't get angry at the same person.
When I was trying to sort it out for the Fulham game, man, the rows I was having on the phone, man, Jesus Christ! Like they wanted the names, the addresses of people that were coming. They wanted. They may as well have asked for a piss sample at one point. Like they were just asking for so many different questions. But that's the shit show of the admin side of our football club. I mean, that's not even
going there. What? Forget that, mate. What was we talking about then? We're talking about players coming in to replace. Yeah, I mean, Ethan Laird, mate. Do it. The guy, I think this is the perfect time for him. Brandon Williams needs to go out on loan, I think. Agreed?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Premier League.
Will he get a Premier League?
Yeah, I think he will. And I think he's perfect for the likes of Southampton, Wolves, teams like this. It's ideal.
Yeah, but you've got to look at who's like so. Oh yeah, to be fair, didn't they let go of Bertrand as well, actually, Southampton? So you might actually.
You know what I mean? Southampton if he's getting 30 games a season, it's better than being sat at United doing nothing, because we need to see if he can get any better. It's all right him getting his new 5-year deal on stupid amounts of money and him not playing. We're never going to know. We're never going to know if he can go to that next level. If he's going playing in the Premier League for a lesser club, we're going to find out a few things at least, aren't we? That's what we're going to find out. And I think Williams needs that loan out because he's not going to contribute to us this season, I don't think. I think bringing Laird back, he's in the perfect position now, Laird, because he's not played Premier League.
I'd let Laird go back out on loan, man.
I wouldn't, mate. I'd bring him in instead of spending money. I'd say
I don't know. I reckon
he gets 10 or 15 games. 10 or 15 games a season, I think it's ideal for Laird. I do. I think he's in the perfect position. But we've said it before, mate. We cannot seem to get rid of our players. I mean, we're talking right back here, mate. What about Dalot?
Dalot, AC want him.
They want him now. All of a sudden, he's turned into a player well at AC Milan. Why can't we get it out? And this is another criticism I've got of Ollie. He doesn't give enough players a chance, I don't think.
I'm not seeing about what he wants personally, though, but I reckon I don't know, would Dalot not be... Would you not? I'd like to give Dalot maybe an opportunity because if them rumours about Trippier are true, I think they are very much true that we're interested. I think there's no shying away from that. But in terms of what Atletico want, I'm not fair. Anything over 15 million is just not worth it in my opinion.
Yeah, get your coat.
So I reckon if we can't get a Trippier, and then. I honestly would like to see Dalot be given a chance because I think he can. I think he could do a job there. I think he's come on quite well there at AC Milan. Himself and Fikayo Tomori looked very good along that back line. So I think he could do a job, honestly.
Interesting, won't it? It will be interesting to bring him back in and see how much he's changed. This is where I think Brandon Williams would benefit, because we'll find out, or we won't. It's like Pereira. If the club ever wanted to know that the guy was useless, then I think we just found out by sending him to Lazio. Standard is a lot worse, and he's still doing crap. So
he's coming back, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, mate.
I forgot old Andy Perry. Andy Perry's returning to Carrington. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, mate, that's it. It's prime pre-season Pereira time, isn't it? Absolutely stunning in pre-season, and that's it.
But he scored an absolute worldie once in America against Barcelona.
He did. Free kick. Liverpool. Against Liverpool.
He scored, I think it was... did he combine with Januzaj and Lingard or something for a goal against Barca once?
You can imagine the buzz that the United fan base got when that was happening, can't you? But
I remember putting a tweet out saying #trusting youth. Fucking hell! Thank God! Thank God! I'm not that well known on Twitter. Otherwise, that'd been dug out. A photo of Januzaj, Jesse, and fucking Pereira. Oh
yeah. God, so much work to do this summer, but I think Dalot, I think you're right, mate. For the sake of spending money, we've got some quality right backs already at the club. Laird, I still think can do a job. Dalot can definitely do a job. He's got experience at the highest level now. Do you know what I mean? He's been playing at the San Siro for a season, albeit no fans and pressure, but they've gone second in the league for the first time in God knows how long. Back in the Champions League, he's been part of that, and I've spoken to the AC Milan fans. I've had him on this channel, on Matic TV. I've been on, and they love him. They think he's had a great season. For me, it says a lot. It's that pressure of playing for Manchester United, and
also you get a lot more time on the ball.
Yes,
you get a lot more time on the ball in Serie
A. Defending is an art form over there, mate. I mean, their defenders are celebrated more than the strikers, so. Says everything, doesn't it, really? But, Ward-Prowse for you, someone's just randomly put him in there. Would you put him in that United team?
Yeah, but he's mint. But I think he's another Matt Letizia, really. I see him staying at Southampton forever.
Yeah, true. He'd fit nicely in that holding role, wouldn't he? In terms of distribution.
I just don't. I think, well, he was linked with Villa. I've seen that.
That's a good signing, that.
I think that because they signed Emi Buendia as well, so I think Villa
they're making moves, man. Villa are making big moves. I'm actually impressed with the recruiting of Villa. Last summer was good. This summer looks like they've carried on.
Yeah, because the first summer they just had a sort of throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks sort of a rule, and they bought everyone under the sun. They bought some geezer from Brazil. Was Wesley? Was he Brazilian?
Yeah, big Wesley. Yeah,
he score like 2 goals or something? He was absolutely fucking useless. Then they signed a geezer from Zambia or something. He scored 1 goal. A Zambian striker. I just remember because the whole of Zambia went mental.
They learn from the mistakes, mate. That's what you've got to do.
Yeah, it's just they're a well-run club at the minute, and Buendia as a signing is brilliant. And if they get in James Ward-Prowse, Villa will be looking at doing a West Ham next season, I reckon.
Yeah. Yumakar says, I don't know what you think of Rashford, very good or not, because most people just dust him. Rashford is a good player. Rashford is a very good player. Very good player. I just think he needs a bit more coaching. I just think under another coach, I think he'd be a different ball game. I'm not saying that's necessarily Ole. I'm saying he could get a coaching to help him. You'd have thought Ole, being the former striker, would, but I think someone just needs to tell Rashford that he's got one position that he plays well in, which is off the left, and he sticks to that and he masters that, and I think you'll get the best out of him. But I agree, his decision-making, with a lot of people have said it, is quite poor at times, and he does need to iron that out. He really does. Aliens in with the super chat. So, Director of Football has done F all since he got the job. It's looking that way at the moment, mate, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We never know.
You don't know. He might be out in the Rhineland right now, and he's sorting out a deal with I don't know who.
I'll save judgment until the transfer window shuts. Then I will come down on them.
The 31st of August. we will decide how well of a job they've done.
Yes, that's not far away, is it? When you look at it that way, the transfer window now, mate.
Oh, mate, I'm really 22 in a couple of weeks. Away.
You shut up.
You're upset that I'm only this. I'm only 20. I'm 22. I'm 22. 2nd of July. It's a Friday. I'm getting.
Mate, my birthday is the August 17th. People, just so you know.
Yeah, mine's the 2nd of July. If anyone wants to send me something via an Instagram DM, but yeah, fire away.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I mean, there's not much more really going on apart from the obvious in the transfers at the moment. We're just looking and waiting for that next bit of breaking news. But one bit has been, well, it's been officially announced, not in terms of from the football club, but United have open talks with Pogba on that deal, mate. Now, we talked about it briefly in the last video. Now it's been made official. Oh, it scares me to think what money he's going to get. It really does, mate. But it's just going to divide the fan base again. Simple as, mate, I think this.
I'm at the point now where I'm sort of just at the point where is his talent worth the fucking aggro that he brings? And I don't think it is at this point. I just don't think it is. That he just brings so much aggro with him. It's Willie, won't he? Every I will be at the pub later, so do not worry. I've got an Uber waiting the second this is finished. Relax yourself.
That's it. Tom, we're gonna do. We ought to be going to another 4 minutes, Tom, and he'll be on the road, mate. Don't worry.
He's just not worth the aggro anymore. Like he just does my head in every summer. Will he go? Won't he go? He never really commits to anything. I just can't be asked, and I can't be asked looking at that fat prick Reno Erla anymore. If I have to look at him every summer, honestly, he just does my head in. But I'd let him. At this point, I don't want to give him that much money. I'm sure there'll probably be a clause in his contract to say he's the top earner. So if a suitor comes in now with 50 or 60 million pound, I'd let him go. Because I just can't be asked with the aggro anymore, man. I want players that are committed to the club. I'm not asked with someone who, and he's going to be on with astronomical amounts of money. No, what's the point, man?
This is it, mate. He'll be the highest earner at the football club.
Probably the highest earner in the Premier League.
Yeah. In the talk of Sancho's wage, he's gone 300,000 a week.
Fucking hell, Sancho's the same age as me, man. Like,
Jesus Christ, 300 grand for him.
It can only go up. Do you know what I mean? Like how? So what? By the time he's 29, what's he going to be on? $500,000? A mil?
If Sancho comes in, Pogba gets his deal, the club stay with David De Gea. There's 3 players that's going to be costing us $1 million a week, just 3 players in wages. That's a scary thought. Wow.
I mean, Sancho is actually younger than me, which makes me fucking depressed. Actually, now I've seen that he's nearly a year younger than me. He's 21. Like how's he going to be on now?
He's going to be under so much pressure, isn't he, already, without even kicking a ball. The lad's under pressure.
Well, at least he's not got the pressure of the number 7.
No, I'm listening to all the England talk on the radio and everything, mate, and there's no real pressure on the likes of him, on Bellingham. He's just not even getting mentioned. It's going under the radar, and it's all the English Premier League lads who are getting the pressure. And to play in this Premier League, it brings in a lot, doesn't it, mate? It brings in a lot of baggage for these players to handle.
Serious amount. It's ridiculous. I mean, I remember people were naming squads and just weren't putting Sancho in it.
Yeah.
That just.
I'll tell you what. Right now, if you went across over to Europe into Germany and you said, just for the sake of it, pick your England squad, I bet Sancho and Bellingham would be in it.
Oh, 100%.
If a German picks the England team, or an outsider pick the England team, in fact, I think any other nation in Europe, barring the British Isles, I think would put both of them players in that England squad.
I reckon anyone outside of the British Isles would probably have Sancho definitely starting and Bellingham in serious contention to do so.
Mate, he was the best midfielder in Germany. He was the best midfielder at Dortmund.
Yeah.
The Dortmund fans were ranting and raving more about Bellingham than he was Sancho.
and we'll sign him for 70 million in 3 years' time. Don't worry about that.
And we had him at Carrington, and we offered him a wage instead of game time and a chance to get in the England squad, which is what Dortmund offered him.
Yep.
Interesting. But guys, that is it. I told you I wouldn't keep you too long. We're on the 40-minute mark now. I just want to let you all get to the pub. If you're Owen, or anyone who's related to Owen, or a friend of Owen's, he's off to the pub now.
I'm a Paddy. There's not that many of us. Jesus,
mate. If you're a Paddy, everyone loves you. As simple as.
Yeah, to be fair, I do have 20. I've got 26 first cousins, so that is very Paddy of me.
Yeah. Well, I can't say anything, mate. I've top jumped that as well, mate. So I've got more than that. So my family's massive. But guys, that's it. Thanks for all the super chats, everyone. All the comments in the comment section. All that's left for me to say is the Euro starts tonight, guys. Enjoy something different. Try and get back to being a football fan again. And remember, that's what this football club needs at the start of next season. Keep it to yourselves. Don't get at the players and the manager too much. Let's save that for after the games. But try and be a football fan. Remember what that is and remember what your job is. I know we all like to criticise and moan, but don't try and act like you're something else. That's all I'll say. Guys, for now, Owen, just give the people a shout out to your channel and socials, mate.
Yeah, Cockney Red 99. I mean, as I said before, I'm supporting the crack this summer. So whoever is having a crack, I mean, I have got England in the sweepstakes. So if England win the Euros,
there's a lucky charm right there. Pardon the pun.
England and Croatia is my sweepstakes. So I mean, either of the two, 120 quid would be nice. So so supporting the crack. So if you want to have a look at my Instagram story,
you drew out England and Croatia for the sweep.
Yeah, so there's 12 in the office. So we've got I've got England and Croatia. Someone got North Macedonia and Poland. I mean, that has got to be the shortest straw of all time.
You've got to have been laughing at that guy.
No,
you have to have been laughing at that guy.
Yeah.
Wow. I've not even done one. I'm just going to say Portugal are going to win it, and that's it. But guys, we are done. Transfer Bollock show is finished for this week. We will be back. The Sunday show is back, guys, 7 o'clock before the 8 o'clock kickoff. Do tune in then. We'll have a full panel on talking everything, talking England as well, because England would have played by then. There is the England watch along as well, guys. So anyone who wants to jump on, we're having a laugh with that one, maybe a couple of beers. And don't forget the big one next week. It's me against Bob's, England against Scotland live. Double watch along with a few beers. That should be a lot of fun. So do stay tuned. There's loads coming up on the channel. But for now, like, share, and subscribe as always, guys. I will see you over the weekend. Sunday is the day. Take it easy until then. Enjoy the weather, by the way. It's going to be a scorcher.